Well, good morning and welcome to Funny Minds. I'm
All
Lindsay.
right, of
You know Eddie already.
course.
Eddie's going to tell us all about you. Well, he's going to give us an intro to you, and then you're going to tell us all about you.
Yeah,
Yeah. Today, we are proud and excited to welcome Mr. Jonathan Rocks to the show, aka I say, it's funny. It should be the other way around, Jonathan Fredericks, or Frederick, but I like to say Jonathan Rocks, aka Jonathan Frederick.
that's a
But
good one to
the
put in.
Rocks
Yeah,
comes first, and Jonathan is a incredibly talented and accomplished already at the age of 16, drum maniac. But I've had the pleasure of knowing Jonathan since basically, I think, pretty much diapers. He was just a baby with a mohawk and was at every festival and show and was tearing it up from birth on the drums. And here
Aw.
he stands before us or sits before us at the age of 16, killing it. And Jonathan, I know that over the years you've grown and become more and more accomplished, and you got endorsements now. You got a lot going on.
mm,
You branched off into some other stuff besides rock and metal, which obviously, to be well rounded, you got to do, which is awesome.
of
So you
course.
have a lot more, other interests, I should say. Give us give us a whirl at when you started, when your parents discovered
Mm,
uh,
Or
that
he discovered.
your parents, obviously they were big influence
right,
on
right.
you. But give us your story, man.
Yeah. So, I guess I'd say around the age of like 5 or 6 was really when I discovered, you know, drumming and whatnot. And my dad, he's always been, a listener of, rock and heavy music from the '80s because that's when he grew up.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, he played a pretty big role in introducing me to all that kind of sound. Um, and then ever since then, I took lessons about like, a couple times every month. Did that for about maybe 7 or 8 years. And then now it's just kind of exploring on my own, taking advice from other drummers, just going out more, trying to see pick and choose what I can use with my vocabulary as a drummer. Um, but yeah, it's been great, and I hope to do this for the rest of my life. That's what the goal is. I always got to keep it with me. So,
Who were some of the early on influences?
I'd say when I was younger, the people that inspired me the most, I guess I could say, the drummer of Iron Maiden. He was one of the first bands I listened to. Nico
Nico.
McBrain. Nico, exactly.
Nico,
We
McBrain.
love him. Yeah, I saw him when I was little. I actually saw him in person play a lot of the Iron Maiden songs. And one of the Iron Maiden songs, "The Trooper," was actually one of the first songs I learned as a kid. And I just loved his style. He's a great guy. I met him, and we just love Nico. So I've always loved him ever since. And there's a few others, but it's all the big name bands.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Have
I
you
love
met
him.
anybody from a big name band, a drummer?
Yes. I'm trying to think. So
Coming
obviously
for
Nico. Obviously Nico. Who's some other ones? I can't think off the top of my head right now, but I have at the NAMM festival over in Anaheim in
Oh
Nashville.
yeah.
I actually met the drummer of Michael Jackson, Jonathan Moffat. I got a picture with
No
him.
way.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. He's a really nice
See,
guy.
NAMM is like
NAMM is really
NAMM for
exactly.
musicians, like getting locked into a Toys R Us when you're like 2.
Exactly. It's like Disney World for a musician. It's like Disney. Yeah.
It's not only
Um,
all the equipment manufacturers are there showing you their newest equipment, all these rock stars and all these A-list endorsement, level musicians are there playing their stuff at their booth. So you go booth to
Okay.
booth and
mhm.
you can see everybody and anybody there.
Now, have they let you play if you go to these expositions or whatever? Has anybody
Yeah,
let you play for
some
them?
of the booths have actually allowed me to play some stuff. They're actually pretty strict about with all the drummers. It's kind of silly in terms of sound and whatnot. Um, they're very if you get to a certain volume at the booths, they have this sound police that come around with a decibel reader, and they tell you to
Oh,
like
no
stop
way.
playing. It's pretty silly, I know. But with
Like
any chance I can
sampling.
get, yeah, with any chance I can get, try to whack out a few grooves and whatnot, and then people start crowding around. But that's when it gets pretty. That's when I'm like, gotta cut it out. So,
Yeah.
but yes,
Aw.
yeah. But it's fun. I love seeing all the kits and all
Jam
the
and
company.
Zeus.
Yeah, it's great.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
That's a
Do you have your own group?
As in like my own booth.
Your own group? Do
Of
you play? Do you have guys together? Do you have a band?
Oh, so at the moment, I currently just sit in with bands around Florida. I play. I did have a band. I had a guitar player and a bassist about 2 years ago, and we did that for a while. That kind of fell apart. But I do have this guitarist I'm working with right now. He lives over by Madeira Beach, and we do a lot of open mic night jams together. And I just we're starting to put something together and work on some songs, and we're gonna see where it goes from there.
well.
So.
This I was talking to your dad about it, and this guitarist is
Mhm.
the son of the guitarist or one of the members of Juliet,
Mhm.
and
Okay.
they were a signed act back in. They were more like an '80s metal band from the area. Actually, I played with them, not with the band, but we played
Mhm.
together, a show together years back.
Okay.
Um, so one of their members' son is now playing with Jonathan,
Okay. Well,
and
Yeah.
that's pretty good. That
Yeah,
hopefully.
Geo.
yeah, Jonathan. I mean, Kid Town Bike Fest,
Mm,
Daytona Beach. You've played everywhere,
You
every
played. Wait,
festival.
you played Daytona?
I did. Yes.
Oh,
Bike Week was
congratulations!
something. Yeah.
I've been there several times. That's pretty good that you
Yeah,
played there.
Montello over here is groovy.
Yeah. Well, not
So
true.
ask her how many beads she's earned.
Um,
All
You're
these.
paying attention to him. I packed them away so nobody can see them.
So you got let's see, Iron Maiden. How about
Mm.
Lars Ulrich from
Lars, Metallica.
Panahis?
Yeah. Um, I've actually never seen Metallica in concert. I hope to see them one day.
Oh,
But
you gotta
Lars,
see.
um, he's a pretty cool guy. I've seen a lot of stuff on him. I love his music. I actually know a few Metallica songs.
Hell
Um,
yeah.
but I actually think it was some documentary or some movie, and it was all about it was Lars and them touring and whatnot. He's just a pretty cool guy. Seems like a really cool guy.
Yeah.
And I love his style too. Like his kit, especially like his setup is not too crazy, but he works with what he has on terms of
Yeah.
using the kit. So
And he gets kind of a cool punch on his albums.
right.
Like it's kind of tight. I like it.
hmm
What do you think of the new Pantera stuff going on?
I actually have not heard anything on that. I haven't. I don't think I've seen any of that.
Bro, get on YouTube.
Really? Is it good?
Yeah, they got a lot of vids out there now.
Because I love Pantera, but I haven't heard the new stuff.
You gotta hear with Charlie Benante.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
dude, they have on drums, man. That the dude from
Oh
Anthrax.
boy, I get it.
So
Oh,
it's
Anthrax. That's right. Yeah.
yeah, so it's Charlie, Zach Wild on guitar,
Okay.
the bassist, the original bassist from Pantera,
Mm.
and then Phil Anselmo.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
it's
sounds like
crazy.
a good squad.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's
So what
pretty
do you
cool.
got going on? Like, what's upcoming for you?
In terms of music,
Yeah.
um, so I'd say up and coming. So on New Year's, I recently just played with the Freedom to Funk cover band. They do a lot of
Mm.
'70s music and funk. I played over at this venue. It's kind of like a grocery store, but it's got floors to it, and it gets slammed
No
on New
way.
Year's. It's so cool. It's such a cool venue. I played that. Played a few songs with the band. Gio was there as well. We
Uh,
played together. And I think next and coming up would be probably the next gig with one of them. They got one coming up in March, and the bass player Mike Ziegler, he's good friends with Nico, and we're trying to put something together and see what happens next with that. So we're just kind of on the lookout and trying to feel
Okay.
out what's happening next. Yeah,
so now you started branching off. You said like you're doing some funk, doing some fusion. Like what
yeah.
inspired that?
So I'd say like the what really brought me to all that was, I've been playing rock and heavy metal for like most of my life. And, after a while, don't get me wrong, I love it, but there's people that, want to hear something else. There's different crowds to cater to. And I've
Oh
learned that
God, yeah.
I've spoken to other drummers as well. And they're like, listen, man, you got to branch out and try different things. And it just helps you as a drummer. So it's just, and I enjoy playing other stuff because it challenges myself. It's not just a simple 4/4
Absolutely.
Oh,
beats.
that's good.
Right.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and I apply that with a lot of other things, whether it be in school band, or at home or playing live. It really helps my like expertise, I'd say. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're gonna, spread your wings, musically, but also gain a lot of different contacts that
Right.
otherwise
Oh, that's true.
you would never get.
Right.
I know a lot of musicians that may or may not be religious, but play in church bands.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've known a
Because
couple like those.
church bands, first of all, are very big.
Hmm.
They have very good budgets, so they
True.
they want to really they spare no expense on the gear, and it's a
Right.
big part. It's a big part. It's a massive part of their whole service.
Hmm.
Music. So the music is so
Right.
important at these churches that they have started bringing on really good musicians. Like Jeff Thal is a good friend of ours who will be on the show later. A very accomplished drummer from the area, and he does it. He'll play with the
Hmm.
church band,
Every week, unless he's got a gig that takes him
and
away.
they pay
You
Mm.
know,
very,
yeah,
very
they pay
well.
him very well
So
to
there's a
do
lot of
this.
different situations that you find yourself in, other than
Yeah.
rocking out in a club or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of
Right.
challenges.
Something different. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
for you to
agree.
spread out there and do some other stuff like funk, jazz, blues,
Hmm.
whatever is a must in my
Well,
book.
Hmm.
I think it's always a learning. Music is a learning experience. No matter where you go, you're going to get information from people. You're going to try it out yourself. You're going to do it. You're going to analyze it. If it works for you, it works. If it doesn't, but you're always going to find some kind of information from people wherever you go and get some kind of
Hmm.
experience or
I agree.
glean off of their experience too, which is very important. And that's what I've seen through the years, through watching my son and meeting all the groups and all the people that he's been with and what he's tried to do. It just enhances you as a musician as you
Mm.
grow and you just get into all these things. And so then you
Right.
you accomplish so much in your life.
Yeah, but
Mm.
he's only 16.
And yeah, he's 16, he's already accomplished a lot. So think of what he's gonna be like when he's 26, how much he's gonna know.
Instead of like 8 girlfriends, he'll have 14. That's the
I'll
goal.
stick with the one I got right now.
God, I hope not.
His game. Hey, listen, Jonathan, my mom's cooler than your mom because she has purple hair.
Okay.
So, I mean,
His mom's gonna pop her head out.
My mom doesn't have purple hair, so yeah, I'd say.
but what do you do after school? Like, you're in high school, so do you
Mhm.
plan on going to college? Do the college
Yeah.
scene? Okay.
So I'd say actually starting up tomorrow, I am in the wind ensemble over at Eastlake. So like the concert orchestra stuff, I'm in the percussion ensemble.
Oh, that's killer.
And yeah, I do it every year along with marching band because marching band is more of the fall football season, and then it
Right.
transitions over to the more technical stuff. Um, and I have rehearsals starting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from like 4 to 6, all the way
Wow.
up until like March. So it gets pretty jam packed. Um, so I have that going on. Music, obviously, and I'm actually currently enrolled in the biomedical program over at Eastlake. It's like the science program.
Excellent.
So I'm hoping to do something in the medical field. I do plan to go to college. So I'm kind of working on that right now.
Excellent.
But yeah, so it's just kind of between those two, music and medical. It's kind of like my two.
Best of both
I'm juggling
worlds.
those right now. So
But
yeah.
you have to have it because you talk to a lot of musicians and as good as anybody is, and I would never put anybody down, but
Mhm.
as good as anybody is, you never know. And you gotta have a
Exactly.
paycheck.
You gotta have a day job. Yep,
Yes.
I agree.
At least have something to fall back on.
Exactly.
Of course. Yep, that's what you gotta have. Yep.
Track. And even teaching, as rewarding as it is, it's not really a career
No.
Right.
or a moneymaker.
Yeah.
know?
Right.
So if you're going to balance your life between music and a medical career, that's
That's wonderful.
smarter move,
Yeah.
because you're always going to play music, and that's what
Right.
I always told people is, I'm 55, but I still do it, and I'm like, listen, you're always going to play music. No one can ever stop you, but it's not always going to pay the bills.
Right.
Right. That's unfortunately.
But no one's ever going to stop you from playing music.
Right. Right.
See, I feel like doing it. That's the way you got to look at it.
Right.
Or
Right.
he could
I agree.
become a very famous drummer and never have to worry about anything.
Well, he already is.
That would be nice.
Well, you know what I mean.
He's
And
already
go on and go on tour and
Go on tour around the world. Yeah, that'd be pretty
go
cool.
on tour.
Yeah.
He's not all it's
Yeah,
Be careful of what you wish for.
That's
yeah.
true.
It looks cool in videos. Oh man.
So you have a gig going today?
I do not have anything planned for today. I'm actually after this, I'm going to actually a car festival down in St. Pete.
Oh,
going to Vinoy.
okay.
I'm going to the Vinoy, the Festival of Speed. Yep, that's where I'm going actually. After this, yep.
Do you have
So-
cards? Do you have little cards?
The business cards, yeah, I actually do. I have a stack over there. Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
make sure you bring a stack.
I
of
will.
those
I'm
with
actually
you.
gonna bring that. I could start, handing them out. I do
the
little
same
promotions.
thing.
Yeah.
No matter where I go, I have my cards in my pocketbook and I talk to people and I'm just
I'm telling you.
handing them out.
Yeah,
You know?
that's funny because me and my dad and my girlfriend, we just went to see Bullet Boys down at the Brass Mug in Tampa, and
Bullet
we talked with the
Boys?
bass player. Yeah, Bullet Boys. Yeah, yeah. And there was a bass player there that was in the crowd that played for one of the bands, and he was in his 20s, and we were just talking music and playing together, and I just handed him a business card, and just like that, we're chatting together back and forth. So it's good to have those business cards around.
Oh, you never
Yeah.
know who you're going to hand that card to and what's going to happen.
I'm telling you, you got to be ready. Yeah.
Last time I flew down, I was sitting next to a guy on the plane. We talked the whole entire ride. And he owns multiple mortgage companies. So he's going to be on the show in March. I mean, he sold this house and bought this condo down here and this. And I'm like, you want to be on my show? And he's like, I'd love being on your show. So you never know. You never know.
I'm telling you, yeah.
I'm scoping.
It's moments like that, yeah.
No, he's got a girlfriend. But but I mean, I'm just I'm like a fly. I'm just all over the place, just do my thing. And that's what
So
you
you
have
got
to
a girlfriend?
do.
I'm sorry? Yeah, I do. Yes.
Like it's steady.
It's it is, and she loves music too. She sees me play. Yeah. So
Okay.
I actually brought her to that. I said, I brought her to the Bullet Boy show and she liked it. So it was good. I hope to, involve her in a lot of music stuff in the future. So,
Does
that's
she
what I look
sing?
for. No, she actually doesn't play any instrument, but she
okay.
likes seeing me behind the kit. So,
Okay.
I think it's better off that way.
yeah.
Two musicians kind of cancel themselves out. You can't
It's tough.
Guitarist wouldn't work.
It's tough.
There's only one rock star in a relationship. That's it. You can only have
I
one.
guess so.
You can only have
He's already
one.
got that sewn up.
So you
Yeah.
have endorsements. At 16, you have some endorsements, I understand. So
Mhm.
let everybody know who you have. Who's your endorsement?
Actually, at the moment, I'm wearing my Soul Tone T-shirt, the Cymbal Company, my endorsements, and then in the back corner there, that's the Collision Drumsticks Company. They're over in the UK.
Okay.
Soul Tone. They're based out of, I think, Encino over in California. We go visit them every time we go to NAMM. Yeah, over in Anaheim. And we go to their warehouse, and we usually shoot like a drum cover video in their studio. It's like professionally done. It's over on my YouTube channel. I have a couple of those. But Soul Tone,
we checked it out yesterday.
Yeah. It's my most recent, I
Very
think.
well
Yeah, it's the most
done.
recent one. Thank you. But Soultone, they're family owned. Love them, nice people. We do a lot of phone calls with them, social media stuff back and forth. Great people. Collision, they actually went to the most recent NAMM this year for the first time. And we spoke with them. The owner, Carlton, love that guy. He's over in London. Uh, just great people communicating, talking about social media networking. They are very active on social media. I mean, like I'll send them something that I do on Instagram and they'll post it right on their main story. And they're just great people. Yeah, we do.
That's great.
And we do like quarterly check-ins. Like we get calls like once a month from Carlton, just talking about my life and music. And it's just they're really nice people. So I hope to stick with them for a while. Yeah.
That's badass. Sounds like an awesome relationship.
They are just great people. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's good to hit that point, man, where you start to develop these contacts outside of
Right.
the actual other, network of musicians. Now you're into companies, endorsements. From there to parlay into some other things, you start meeting producers, you start meeting this person that maybe recorded this band,
right,
that has a project together that with
it's all these connections. Yeah,
all connections, dude. Believe me.
It's crazy. Yep, I agree.
I mean, but Jonathan, how old were you when you jumped on stage with Highway to Hell?
Oh, that's
Or was that at Dip Town?
No, that was at I think that was in Oldsmar actually. That was over in Oldsmar by my house. I actually have the picture right above me. There was a professional photography shot, and it's right when I played it. So I'm looking right at it. That I think I was about, I'd say 10 years old, 9 or 10. I think I was 9. That was my first like big, and there were like hundreds of people in that crowd, probably maybe 1,000. And that was just really my first experience on stage. I loved it. I was obviously really nervous. The kit was a little big for me. I was pretty tiny. But other than that, it was just, I really got a glimpse of what it was like to be in front of crowds and, do my craft basically. Or
that's
that was
a cool
basically
feeling though, at that age to look out and go, yeah, this is definitely what I want.
Wow.
It was something.
Here and look at all these people.
You're like, this didn't suck.
That's a great memory.
No,
that's a great.
It was
memory,
good. Yeah, it was really a core memory for me. I'd say. Yeah, it was a starting point. Mm-hmm.
That's great.
Yeah.
Is that picture hanging on the wall?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Here, let's see if I can show you guys this. Yeah, let's see if you guys can see that little picture right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look.
You see it? Yeah.
You got the little front hawk. That's pretty good.
I'm telling you, it's right there, right above. Yep.
The hawk is no more.
It's a little hawk, like my
the little faux hawk he's done. Yeah.
Yeah, like Joe Murphy.
Yeah, the Joe Murphy hawk.
Oh man, so obviously, mom and dad were a huge influence for you, and really put you in a position,
right,
like she did, growing up. She was like, well, he obviously likes music, so here's a guitar, here's a teacher, So
Wait. There wasn't here's a teacher. It's Jonathan, we went through 25 people before it was the teacher.
Before it was the actual.
Yeah.
Well,
oh boy.
Really?
Teaching jingle bells. In the beginning, you start reading music and you're going through all the basics. But I was like, come on, man, I want to hear some rock.
You want to get into the big stuff,
the immediate Hendrix.
Well,
you wanted to be shredded, yeah. You want to do all that, yeah.
He played by ear, and he played everything so excellently. At 5 years old, it was like, what mother wouldn't say,
right?
This kid can play. He wants to play. Let's get him a great guitar. Let's get him a great teacher, and let's see what he can do with it. And all these years later, I mean, it served him very well. He's a great guitarist, and people are always calling him, wanting him, and he's always doing some kind. Yeah. Well, but you took an ability that you had and you ran with it, and this is what Jonathan's going to do. He has a God-given talent, a great ability, and he's going to run with it for the rest of his life. You're going to run. You're going to be a drummer.
Or he's just going to be a drummer.
Either
one. He's always going to be.
Or maybe both.
Of course he is.
He's always gonna be a drummer too.
Hell yeah.
Of course, yeah. And maybe if I get lucky,
Absolutely.
I know plenty of people in the medical field that are doctors and then do music when they're done with their job,
Yes.
and they do both. Yeah,
Yes, they do.
there's
There's
people
a
like that.
Ain't
So
all like the bad surgeons, you know.
I don't know about that. You wouldn't wanna call yourself that.
no,
You wanna advertise that.
Oh,
The
man.
skeleton crew, I don't know.
skeleton crew, something like that.
Yeah.
The
Bones.
skeleton crew.
Well, Jonathan, we don't wanna keep you too long because we know your mom and dad have plans for you today, and well, you
Mm,
all have plans as a family. So, I appreciate you taking the time this morning to talk
of
to us,
course.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, of
you know,
course.
and I can't give you enough credit for what you're doing. I mean, at such a young age that you've been doing
Mm,
this for so long too, which is absolutely wonderful. And I understand that as a parent, I understand that concept.
mhm.
And as a podcaster, I just couldn't be happier to have a person like you on the show because you're really an inspiration, and you'll be an
Thank you.
inspiration. People, I'll let you know when you're going to air, and you'll
Yeah,
be an
well, I'll reach out to you and
inspiration.
let you know it's airing
You
on
know,
Of course,
Spotify.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah, let me know. Yeah.
I
Mhm.
have all your contacts, your social media contacts.
Perfect. Yep.
Everybody, again, this is Jonathan Rocks. You can find him on YouTube. You can find him on Instagram. You can find him on Facebook. You can find him everywhere.
Everywhere.
Jonathan Rocks. And dude, you're the man.
you
You're the
are.
man.
Thank you.
You
Thank
are.
you, Eddie.
We're not where
I'm so happy that I
Nah.
got to meet you. Eddie's talked so much about you. I'm so happy that I
Thank
got
you, guys. Thank you so much.
I love him. And
Yes.
thank you. And enjoy Benoit today.
Thank you.
So,
I will. It'll be great.
to our audience out there, I hope you enjoyed this episode with Jonathan. And as always, please go to funnyminds.com, and on there you can go to any one of our platforms. But since we're video, Spotify is right there. So please go on Spotify and take a look at all of our episodes, and you won't be disappointed. And when you're on there, there are two organizations that we absolutely love, and it's very close to our heart, and that's Women's Breast Cancer and St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So you're going to see a big purple donate. Please donate to those organizations. And we have a store with Crazy Funny Minds. Look, Funny Minds. We have our Funny Minds logo, and it's on everything. You can do whatever you want, and
You just flash everybody.
our emails are on there. If there's something you like, you don't like, if there's somebody that you think is a good person to be on the show, please let us know. We answer everybody. And as always, I tell you, please be safe, be cautious, be happy, and always laugh, because laughter is the best medicine. And I love you all, and thank you very much. And you have a great day at that car show.
Thank you guys so much.
And I know I'll hear more about you.
Of course, you will.
Take care,
All right.
Jonathan.
Thank you guys. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.